guys, I'm changing tire once again this year, and it's not this time because they're used or they're due for a change. The reason is because after driving for a few hundred miles, a few thousand miles on these tires, I've noticed two things, and I want to show it to you. So first of all, most of the time we're always complaining about the manufacturer, in this case Dodge, that they've put too small tires on their wheels, and these cars came with 245 45 R20s, and obviously for traction in the rear it's kind of not enough, but on a 9-inch reel, on a 9-inch rim, this is typically almost the largest contact patch you can put on these wheels. And let me show you why. This is my front tire. I replaced these last summer, and I went with a wider tire. This is a 265/35 R20 from Michelin. This is the Pilot Super Sports. You can watch other videos there for their review, but watch carefully here. Yesterday I drove quite a while here in the back roads, and you can actually see where the actual contact patch with all the dirt is actually on the tire. And look at that closely, and you see that it doesn't reach the actual end of the tire. All this section equals pretty much a centimeter, or almost a quarter of an inch, that it's untouched by the road. So this is a 265, so it tells me that if I remove a centimeter, we're going down to 255. And when you look at the specs of the 255s, you see that most of them are always tested to get the best fit on a 9-inch rim. So this is where I'm going at, 255. And if you look in the back, it's even worse. In the back I have 285s, 35s. Same tire, Michelin Pilot Super Sport, but check this out. This is a 285 on a 9-inch rim, so you can actually see all this section here equals pretty much almost 2 centimeters. So that's 2 centimeters of the 285 millimeters. It brings you down, if you remove that, to again 255 millimeter, and that's the most what a 9-inch rim can actually apply to the road. And in this case, you can see the actual tire is pretty much squeezed on the rim, and it creates this bulge. Now this bulging is it looks good, if you look at it from far away, it looks really muscular, and this is the look we want on our muscle cars, right? But in terms of effectiveness, you're not getting the 100% effect of this wide tire on this wheel. So you're still applying 255 millimeters to the road. So unless you change your stock wheels and go wider, 9.5 or 10 inches, the amount of tires you put on these wheels won't affect any much traction. The important factor is pretty much the compound of these tires going to affect how much traction. So that's why a lot of us go with the the drag radial compounds, or if you do street courses, autocrosses or road courses, you're going to go with a different compound as well, ultra high summer compounds. So next is going to be installing these. I went still with the Super Pilots, and these are going to be 255/40 R20. Now let's talk about the profile of these tires. This is a 35 profile on a 265 tire, so it's 35% of the whole width of the tire. So it's pretty a low profile. You can see it here. It only has a 3.6 inch of sidewall, and when you check it here, it's pretty close to the roll. Now the advantage of this is it drops the car The regular height of the tire that it came with 245/45 is a 28.6-inch high wheel. Now, having this 265/35, it brings it to 27-inch. So in reality, I'm cutting 1.6 inches from the actual height of the full original tires. So the car is dropping by half, so it's like 3/4 of an inch lower. And it gives you a better feel. And the steering is a little bit heavier. The nose is a little tucked down, and you can actually feel the difference. But if you don't have a tool to adjust, to calibrate your speedometer and all the data inside, I mean, everything's going to be thrown off. So you need something like this, Diablo Spot, to be able to tune the speedometer and the calibration of your car. So everything inside the car, the odometer, speedometer, all the performance pages and everything is going to be set for that ratio, because that tire is so lower. Now in the back, the OEM came as well with the 245/45, so that was a 28.6 inches high. Now having 285/35, that got down to a 27.6, so it was an inch, only an inch. So it's a little bit higher than the front, but still lower than the original. Now, the reason I'm going with 255/40 is because that tire is 28-inch high. Now, the advantage of having a 4-inch, this is almost 4-inch sidewall, is to be able to absorb a little bit more some bumps. And these are street cars, so obviously, the more rubber you have on the sidewall, the better street manner you'll have. It's going to be a little bit smoother. I know in the front now, every time I hit a division on the street, a division on the highway, or just a pothole or any sort of a bad rough asphalt, it's you're paying the price. So having a higher side profile is going to help you to absorb these shocks, but also it's going to help you in the rear to have a little bit more traction at start. That's why radials are so thick and heavy. It's just to be able to get that soft compound to work better at the start. And we do need that in our cars. I think you're better off sacrificing some contact patch to have a wider profile in the rear, just to have better traction off the line. So yes, so right now we're going to do a square setup. So basically everything's going to be 255/40. Everything's going to be 28-inch high, and it's going to make the car, I think, a lot more enjoyable in terms of traction, daily use, effective grip, and cornering. Those tires are especially made for 9-inch rims. When you do check for tires, obviously, if you go to Tire Rack or any other sites, they're gonna specify, the minimum and the maximum. The minimum for a 265 were 9-inch rims, and the minimum for a 285 were 9.5-inch rims. So, regarding that minimum specs, that's not legal in the back, in the sense that I didn't respect that, and I do feel that that tire there is a little bit big for the wheel. And what it means is that sometimes on hard acceleration, on cornering, you feel the tire, it's moving. It's not stretched to the tire or just fit perfectly to the tire, and it gets you that motion that it's not something you want. It's undesired. But in terms of look, it's very hard to beat. Just that bulgy look. Look at that. Yeah. So that's it. Next, we're going to put the new tires, and we're going to see the results. Stay tuned.